Greetings. I would want to welcome all of you to this platform. This is Global Leadership Perspective. And today I would like to continue with a series we've been looking at, and we've been looking at the kind of the culture that African leaders needs to develop. And there are quite a number of things we've looked at, and today I want to look at something that is very important, very delicate, but I just run through it, and I believe that it will be of good for us. So today we want to look about integrity. I believe this is one area, one thing that as leaders in the context of Africa, if we can develop it and if we can grow on it, really it can help to boost our leadership and subsequently improve and make us more effective and efficient. Having said that, in the context of Africa, I do not mean that it is not needed by other people in the other part of the world. It's needed by everyone. Only that in this case, I wanted to focus or to zoom to the Africa leaders. And so again, remember that all of us are leaders in our own capacity. So this is not just made for those that you look at them as leaders in their in those elected position or as politicians. Sometimes that is what come quickly to us. But just think of yourself as a team leader. Think yourself as a leader in that organization. Think yourself as a leader in that group you're leading, as in that family, as somebody who is there doing providing leadership. Just think you are a leader in your own capacity. So really, this is for all of us, and this is not just even for the president and the ministers. This is for all of us. And so integrity is very important. And so, what is integrity? Um, Integrity is all about being honesty, and it is honest, and you are one who are honest. It's all about honesty, and it's all about strong moral principles. And so when you talk about integrity, those two things will highly future honesty, truthful, and more on the right moral, or high standard, strong moral principles. And so, when I was reading about this, I came across someone who is talking about three elements of integrity, and he talks about incorruptibility. And so that if someone is someone who is integrous, this person is incorruptible, and number two, completeness, that sense of holistic, that sense of wholeness. And also the other third thing the person was talking about is communication, able to communicate. And so I wanted to throw that at the preliminary of this recording, so that we can have it at the back of our mind even as we interact with this concept. And so, just to help us see the values and the importance of this subject, and why leaders need to develop the culture of integrity, is I want us to look at the traits of integrity. And one of the traits that is very important, it has to do with taking responsibility for your own action as a leader. You know, when you're a leader, you're in a place of responsibility. You're a place where you need to provide leadership. And so there are many things that are going to happen. And when things happen, don't begin to shift blame. Don't, when things go right, then accept them, and when they go wrong, don't shift the blame, but take responsibility. For example, I've seen in the African context, especially when a ministry, if somebody is in a government, a civil servant, or is a politician, when things go bad, he want to run away from responsibility. And when things go right, and even if he was not part or she was not part of it, want to take the credit and want to take the responsibility. But so when you talk about integrious leaders, these are people who take responsibility. When things goes wrong, Maywhere, they take responsibility for it. And when they go well, also they take responsibility of that. And that's why sometimes you've had people saying, you know what, I rather die, but I cannot resign, especially when things have gone bad and they need to resign or they're being requested to resign. So they chose to stay there firm, and that is not integrity. That is not integrity. So taking responsibility of our action. And number two, has to do with putting the needs of others above their own needs. And you see, it just goes beyond even putting the needs of one person, because we are talking about leadership. It has to do now with taking the need of the community above your own needs. If you are there as a leader in the Africa, you are not there to serve your interest. You are not there to enrich yourself. You are not there to grow your wealth, but you are there to serve the interest of the community. And of course, this also is something that when you are talking about servant leadership, it is right there. They are parallel. There's no dichotomy. And so people of integrity, they serve other people. People's need. They do not ignore them. They serve other people's need. And number three, they also help others, and you do not help others when it is convenient, or when you know that you're going to, at some point they will help you. You help them, and whether they'll help you or not, you help them. Whether they're going to give you credit or not, you help them. So you help others not with strings attached, but you help others because it is the right thing for you to do, because it is your value, and because it is part of your ethics. And you are doing that because within you, your conscience tells you it is the right thing to do, or your beliefs informs you that it is the right thing to do. So you help others and you do what you need to do, regardless. Regardless, and that is integrity. And number three, it give others also the benefit of doubt as an integrous leader, because giving others the benefit of doubt, it just shows also you're thinking about them, and it's, you're not selfish. You're living amongst people, and you need to value them, and you need to appreciate them. So you give them the benefit of doubt. At times they may be right, they may be wrong, but you give them the benefit of doubt. And so you are not selfish, and so that becomes your value, and that becomes one of the things that you esteem a lot as a leader. And the other thing is that you shows respect to everyone, and showing respect to everyone, whether they're young, whether they are old, whether they are wealthy or poor. You show them respect, interact with them with respect. And also you need to be very honest in all things as an integrous person or an integrous leader. How many of us honest as leaders? Think of this politician when they come to you, and when they are asking their votes, they can use or do anything to get votes from you, and sometimes they are not honest. But when they get the position, they win, they forget about it, and they say we'll meet again during the election time. So these people are not honest. We need to come to a place where we are honest. Even with the jobs we have, we are honest. Even with the responsibilities we have, we are honest. Honesty has to be a value that we need to cultivate in us, has to be a virtue in us. And if this issue of honesty is not there, then when you're even given a contract, you really inflate, you really when you're told to quote a figure, if something is costing $10, you will say it costs $50. And because you want to really take advantage of them, you are not honest. And that is not a good thing. If we can be leaders where the value of honesty is in us, and this is has to be the case in the public and even in the private, in during day and during night, whether you are with people or whether you are alone. You just have to display and exhibit the value, the characters of the character of honesty. And if this can happen, I believe really we can really go far as a continent. We can really do a lot as a continent. We just need to be honest with ourselves, and that brings about completeness, wholeness. Let us be honest with others. Let us not take advantage and become dishonest, because that is a bad trait that will pull down our leadership. And we, as I said earlier on, when we are wrong, we need to admit. When we are right, we need to admit, and this will help us, and even to be on toes and to know that we need to do the right thing. We need, when you're talking about leaders who are integrous, these are people who are reliable. The question is, as a leader, are you reliable? Can someone rely on you? Can they bank on your word? As we've always said, can they take your word to the bank? Or when you talk, people already within their mental framework, they know that one is lying, that one is not saying the truth. Yeah, you see, we need to be reliable, 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 reliable. And this, if we can grow it and cultivate in us, I believe it can help us and it can shape things where we are concerned. And so when we talk about this issue of integrity, we have to think about the issue of being truthful, and we have to be truthful to ourselves, truthful to others, and truthful even in the areas of our responsibility and areas of our callings as leaders within the community. And consistency is also another important thing. How consistent are you? If you are consistent in truth, if you are consistent with your values, then things are going to be good. So the King bless you and remain integrous person.